If you've been fasting every day and still can't see real weight loss, slimming, or any sign of fat burning, I'm going to tell you something that might sound almost offensive at first. The problem isn't your willpower. It's one tiny mistake that almost everyone makes without realizing it. This one error silently kills your progress, blocks your ability to lose belly fat, slows your metabolism to a crawl, and keeps abdominal fat glued to your body no matter how disciplined you are. And the craziest part? Fixing it is far easier than you've been told. What you're about to hear goes directly against most popular fitness advice, but it's exactly why so many people fast for months and never lose weight fast the way they expected. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the simple correction that instantly boosts metabolism, ignites fat burning, and finally helps you eliminate abdominal fat without starving yourself or following complicated healthy meal plans. If you've tried every possible method to lose weight healthily, from cutting carbs to exercising more, and nothing has worked, this video will feel like a breath of fresh air. Because once you understand what's really happening inside your body during a fast, you'll see why you've been stuck and how a single shift can change everything for your weight loss journey, your energy levels, and even your mental health resources. So stay with me, because this video is designed to deliver fast, practical, science-backed weight loss tips that you can apply today. You're about to learn how to lose weight fast without wrecking your hormones, how to protect your fitness progress while burning fat smoothly, and how to break your fast in a way that turns your body into a metabolic accelerator instead of a fat-storing machine. If you want a strategy that finally works, and works quickly, don't skip a second of what's coming next. From the moment you decide to commit to fasting as your main path to weight loss, something unexpected begins to happen behind the scenes that most people never truly understand. You step into it hoping for slimming, fat burning, and a noticeable boost in confidence, only to discover that the scale barely moves and your clothes fit the same. That's when the frustration kicks in, and you start wondering if the whole idea of fasting for quick weight loss was exaggerated. But the truth is far more interesting than any fitness myth floating around online. There's nothing wrong with fasting. The problem is what your body is forced to do when one critical element is missing. When this small detail is ignored, your system switches from fat burning to fat storing, even while you think you're doing everything right to lose weight fast. And the reason this happens has nothing to do with discipline and everything to do with how your metabolism responds to stress, energy gaps, and the quality of your first meal after breaking your fast. Most people walk into fasting with a mindset shaped by oversimplified advice. Don't eat for X hours, drink water, wait for hunger to pass, and eventually the body will eliminate abdominal fat automatically. But the human body is not a robot that follows commands. It's a complex and sensitive metabolic structure that reacts to signals long before you're aware of them. The moment your body senses that something feels off, whether it's lack of nutrients, hydration imbalance, emotional tension, or an underfueled start, it begins to defend itself. This is exactly where weight loss stalls. Instead of entering a slimming mode, your body triggers protective mechanisms that slow fat burning dramatically. And if you're someone trying to lose belly fat or eliminate abdominal fat quickly, this reaction becomes your biggest enemy. Before you even realize it, your cortisol rises, your insulin becomes unpredictable, and your metabolism refuses to accelerate. It doesn't matter how long your fasting window is, if your body doesn't feel supported, fat burning shuts down. What makes this even more confusing is that many people truly believe they're following healthy meal plans, reducing calories responsibly, and sticking to every rule the internet gives them. But what most don't realize is that fasting is not just about not eating. It's about preparing your body so it can burn fat efficiently while you're not eating. If your pre-fast meal is too low in protein, too low in minerals, or too heavy in sugar, Your metabolism enters the fasting window weak and unstable. This guarantees cravings, fatigue, and slower weight loss. It explains why so many people report feeling shaky, anxious, or mentally drained during their fasting hours. They think it's normal hunger, but it's actually metabolic stress caused by missing essential nutrients that support fat burning. This is why digestive discomfort increases, why your energy disappears halfway through the morning, and why your brain struggles to stay focused even though fasting is supposed to improve mental clarity. When you're undernourished, your system doesn't activate the processes that help you lose weight healthily. Instead, it protects belly fat as a survival strategy. Another piece of the puzzle that people never learn is how electrolytes influence your fitness results during fasting. Everyone thinks fasting is just about empty stomach hours, but during that window, your kidneys release water and minerals faster than usual. When these minerals drop, your cells lose the ability to efficiently produce energy, and this weakens your capacity for fat burning. Without even noticing, you begin losing metabolic stability, and the slowing of your metabolism becomes unavoidable. This is one of the biggest hidden reasons why so many people fail to lose weight fast despite being extremely disciplined. The lack of sodium, magnesium, and potassium creates internal stress that makes your body cling to abdominal fat, because without mineral balance, your system interprets fasting as a threat. So instead of slimming, you struggle. Instead of burning stored fat, you feel sluggish and irritated. And instead of enjoying the mental health resources that usually come from a smooth fasting routine, you feel overwhelmed, all because a foundational detail was ignored. The moment your minerals drop, your adrenal glands become more reactive, and this triggers another unseen obstacle: hormonal confusion. Your cortisol rises at the wrong time, your insulin doesn't drop effectively, and the two systems start battling each other, throwing your metabolism off rhythm. This hormonal tug-of-war is responsible for those days when you fast for 16 hours and still can't lose belly fat. It's why your cravings come back with twice the intensity, why your appetite feels unpredictable, and why your fat burning never becomes consistent. But the truly surprising part is that when your hormones begin fighting each other, your brain thinks you are under pressure, and that psychological stress alone is enough to block weight loss. This is why fasting must be done with strategic support rather than pure willpower. You could be incredibly motivated, fully committed to fitness, and dedicated to your goals. But if your body perceives a threat, it simply won't burn fat the way you want. There's also a deeper layer that many people overlook: the condition of the gut before, during, and after fasting. If your digestion is inflamed or overloaded with processed foods, your body experiences fasting as a heavier stressor rather than healing break. When the gut is struggling, it becomes difficult for your body to activate the slimming effects you expect. Instead, inflammation rises, toxins circulate more freely, and belly fat becomes even harder to eliminate. A healthy gut is essential for proper weight loss because it determines how effectively you absorb nutrients, how balanced your hunger hormones are, and how efficiently your body can switch into fat-burning mode. When you enter a fast with a compromised gut, your metabolism becomes unstable, making it far harder to lose weight healthily. This is why people who fast but still rely on highly processed meals rarely see long-term progress. Their bodies are battling inflammation during a moment that should be devoted to recovery. At this point, it's important to address the mental aspect of fasting, because mindset is not something separate from the physical process. It's directly tied to your results. When you fast under pressure, stress, fear, or with the mindset of, "I need to lose weight fast at any cost," your body receives signals of danger rather than messages of stability. Stress hormones rise, cravings escalate, and your fat burning slows to a crawl. You might even see the scale go up, which feels like the ultimate betrayal when you're doing everything you can. But this happens because emotional tension impacts your biology in real time. Your system needs calmness and clarity to activate metabolic healing. This is why people who approach fasting from a place of patience and self-support often achieve faster weight loss, better slimming, and more consistent fat burning than those who fast with urgency and panic. You'll feel lighter, clearer, more energized, and more in control of your journey. In the next block, you will learn exactly what this hidden mistake is and how correcting it can transform your fasting results faster than anything you've tried before. The moment you understand that your fasting success is determined not by how long you avoid food, but by how well you manage the transition between energy states, everything becomes clearer. Most people begin their day thinking the fasting window is the only thing that matters, yet they completely ignore the internal shift that decides whether the body will enter genuine fat-burning mode or get trapped conserving energy, slowing metabolism, and protecting abdominal fat. This transition is subtle, but it controls everything. Your ability to lose belly fat, maintain consistent slimming, support mental clarity, and keep weight loss steady instead of unpredictable. If the signals during this transition are wrong, even slightly, your body becomes defensive. It tightens its metabolic brakes, holds onto stored fat, and turns the fast into a period of survival instead of liberation. And this is exactly why so many people think their fasting attempts have stopped working, when in reality, the fasting wasn't the problem at all. The internal communication was. Transforming this communication is what finally allows you to lose weight healthily without relying on extreme, healthy meal plans or exhausting routines that drain your motivation. One of the most overlooked aspects of this entire process is the mental tension created by the expectation of quick results. People look for strategies to lose weight fast, but they often choose methods that sabotage their fitness progress rather than enhance it. When your mind is pressured, stressed, or overloaded with conflicting advice, cortisol rises, and this hormone alone is capable of blocking fat burning even if your calorie intake is low. This is why mental health resources are as crucial to your weight loss journey as nutritional guidance or fasting techniques. A stressed body will not release abdominal fat freely. A calm body will. But calmness doesn't come from forcing yourself to be strong. It comes from understanding how your body works, trusting the process, and knowing that metabolism responds much better to consistency and clear signals than to aggressive restriction. When you create this internal environment, your focus sharpens, your cravings diminish, and every fasting window becomes more productive. Another point people rarely acknowledge is the role of quality movement in the success of fasting. You don't need extreme workouts, but you do need intentional activity that amplifies the effects of fasting and supports weight loss at a deeper level. Fasting shifts your body toward fat burning, but light fitness movements, especially those done during the end of the fasting window, signal the body that energy needs are rising, prompting it to accelerate metabolism. This is an opportunity zone, a moment where the body becomes incredibly responsive to slimming cues. A short walk, some mobility work, or gentle strength training can multiply the impact of your fast without requiring high intensity or long sessions. Through this combination, you begin eliminating abdominal fat more effectively because the body sees activity as a reason to release stored energy instead of preserving it. Many people skip this step because they assume exercise must be intense to make a difference. But during fasting, less is often more, especially when the goal is sustainable weight loss and long-term metabolic balance. It's also important to recognize how much the fasting environment influences results. When you surround yourself with constant food cues, the brain enters a reactive state, increasing appetite and weakening your ability to stay centered. Conversely, when you create a routine that removes noise and limits decision fatigue, fasting becomes easier, cravings fade, and your metabolism adapts smoothly. People who struggle with fasting don't have weak willpower. They have overstimulating environments that make the brain feel unsafe, which in turn triggers signals that slow fat burning and make it harder to lose belly fat. Your environment can be a silent ally or your biggest enemy. Shifting this environment, reducing screen time filled with food imagery, structuring your morning, keeping hydration consistent, helps the body stay aligned with your weight loss goals. Another mistake people make is assuming that the moment the fasting window ends, they can eat anything as long as they were disciplined during the fast. But the truth is that the first meal after fasting determines whether your body continues fat burning or immediately switches back to fat storage. This is where many people unknowingly reverse all the progress they made during their fasting hours. When the body is in a heightened metabolic state, the first foods you choose will either support weight loss, boost metabolism, and reinforce healthy patterns, or they will spike insulin so sharply that your body diverts energy back into storage mode. This doesn't mean you need strict healthy meal plans. It means you need strategic choices that support energy stability. Lean proteins, hydration, micronutrient-rich foods, and balanced composition keep fat burning active and help you maintain slimming momentum. There's also a psychological trap that destroys fasting progress. The "I deserve this" mindset. Many people complete their fast feeling proud, and they should, but that sense of accomplishment can easily turn into permission to overeat or choose heavy foods that disrupt digestion and slow metabolism. This trap is common because fasting requires discipline, but discipline doesn't equal deprivation. The key is to understand that the reward isn't food. The reward is progress. The reward is seeing abdominal fat shrink, feeling lighter, improving fitness performance, and gaining control over habits that once felt impossible to manage. When the reward becomes physical transformation rather than indulgence, fasting becomes easier, more powerful, and infinitely more sustainable. Throughout this journey, the biggest lesson you'll learn is that fasting works only when the body feels supported, not punished. People who thrive with fasting aren't the ones who are the most strict. They're the ones who create internal harmony. They hydrate, they sleep well, they manage stress, they use mental health resources when necessary, they stay active, and they eat with intention. These small habits act as compounding forces that turbocharge fat burning and allow you to lose weight fast without damaging your metabolism. When you combine these elements, your body begins to interpret fasting as a positive state rather than a threat, and this is when the most dramatic transformations happen. Once you begin to understand that fasting is not a battle against hunger, but a strategic partnership with your biology, the entire experience becomes lighter, more intuitive, and infinitely more empowering. The real transformation happens when you stop treating fasting like a punishment and start treating it as a tool for reclaiming control over your weight loss journey. People often assume that discipline alone guarantees results, but the truth is that progress is tied to alignment. Alignment between your metabolism, your habits, your mindset, and the signals you consistently send to your body. When this alignment settles in, fat burning becomes more predictable, slimming happens gradually but steadily, and eliminating abdominal fat feels less like an impossible dream and more like a natural consequence of living intentionally. In this state, your body becomes more responsive, your energy more stable, and your cravings more manageable, allowing you to lose weight healthily without feeling deprived. The surprising part is how much your day-to-day rhythm influences the success of your fasting routine. Many people focus solely on the hours of fasting, forgetting that what you do outside the fasting window is just as important for maintaining a fast-acting metabolism. Simple lifestyle habits, such as consistent sleep schedules, structured hydration, and even the timing of your fitness activities all contribute to how effectively your body uses stored fat as energy. These habits communicate safety and stability to your nervous system, which reduces cortisol and allows fat burning to continue without interruption. If you ignore these factors, your body may interpret fasting as a stress signal rather than an opportunity for metabolic efficiency, making it harder to lose belly fat or experience meaningful slimming. But when you deliberately create a stable rhythm, every fasting cycle becomes smoother, allowing you to lose weight fast without exhausting yourself. Another important piece of this puzzle is learning to recognize when your body is resisting change and understanding how to gently redirect it. The body tends to cling to familiar patterns, even when those patterns lead to weight gain or low energy. This is why some people feel stuck even when they eat less or follow strict healthy meal plans. Their metabolism has adapted to a low-energy mode, and without the right cues, it remains reluctant to release abdominal fat. Fasting helps disrupt these patterns, but only when combined with supportive habits that reassure the body that it's safe to let go of stored energy. Mindfulness practices, intentional breathing, light stretching, or even short walks during the fast can shift the nervous system into a calm, fat-burning state. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they reinforce mental health resources, helping your mind stay centered and your metabolism stay active. One of the biggest reasons people fail to see results is that they underestimate how sensitive the body is to the quality of the first foods consumed after fasting. This is where many individuals unknowingly reset their metabolism in the wrong direction, causing insulin spikes that undo hours of fat burning. The mistake doesn't come from overeating, but from eating in a way that overwhelms the system. When you break your fast with balance, adequate protein, nutritious foods, and gentle digestion-supporting choices, you maintain metabolic momentum. This helps your body stay in fat-burning mode, supports slimming, and prevents the bloating or fatigue that often follows poorly structured meals. And the beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require complicated healthy meal plans. It just requires awareness and intentional choices that align with your weight loss goals. As you continue refining your fasting practice, you'll notice that the emotional relationship you have with food begins to shift. The urgency to snack constantly fades, the fear of hunger dissolves, and the habit of eating purely for comfort becomes less frequent. This emotional shift is one of the most underrated benefits of fasting because it gives you the mental clarity and stability needed to stay consistent long-term. Emotional stability isn't just good for your overall well-being, it directly supports fat burning and metabolic performance. When your emotions are steady, cortisol levels drop, making it easier to eliminate abdominal fat and lose weight healthily. This emotional balance also strengthens your capacity to stick to routines, integrate new fitness habits, and maintain healthy nutritional choices without feeling overwhelmed. Perhaps the most liberating revelation is that fasting doesn't need to dominate your life for it to work. You don't need to obsess over the clock, micromanage every calorie, or eliminate every food you enjoy. Fasting works best when it becomes part of your lifestyle, flexible, adaptable, and aligned with your personal rhythm. Some days you might fast longer, others shorter, and that's perfectly fine. What matters is the overall direction, not perfection. This flexibility prevents burnout, protects your mental health resources, and ensures that your relationship with fasting remains positive and sustainable. When fasting becomes integrated in this way, it stops feeling like a burdensome weight loss strategy and becomes a supportive framework that keeps your metabolism active and your energy balanced. The deeper you go into this process, the more you realize that fasting unlocks benefits far beyond weight loss. It sharpens your focus, stabilizes mood, improves digestion, enhances insulin sensitivity, and creates a healthier relationship with eating. These benefits make it easier to maintain fitness progress and engage in consistent movement without relying on extreme workouts or punishing routines. Instead of forcing yourself through intense exercises, you begin to choose activities that energize your body and complement your fasting results. This combination of fasting and intentional fitness builds a foundation of metabolic resilience, helping you lose belly fat more effectively and sustain your slimming results long term. Eventually, you reach a point where your body responds predictably to fasting, and that's when everything changes. You wake up feeling lighter, your clothes fit more comfortably, your energy remains stable throughout the day, and your appetite becomes easier to manage. You no longer rely on willpower to stay on track because your body supports you rather than fights you. This is where fat burning becomes effortless and weight loss tips start to feel unnecessary because your habits naturally reinforce your goals. You begin trusting your body, and your body begins trusting you. This mutual trust is the true key to long-lasting transformation, more powerful than any diet trend or temporary strategy. In the end, mastering fasting is less about strict rules and more about building harmony. There's a natural solution to speed up your metabolism, control cravings, and support your weight loss journey naturally and effectively. Click the link in the first pinned comment to start transforming your body. If you want to truly transform your body and learn how to lose belly fat healthily, don't stop here. In the next video, I'll share practical strategies and little-known secrets to boost your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Click now and discover how to take your weight loss to the next level